skipped part 1, you might want to just review it and look and see what the goals are for the project. Today we're going to go ahead and add the network functionality. We're going to actually go and hit the API and get some data. Let's move our text, our string that we're displaying on screen. Let's go ahead and move it into a variable named text, and then we'll pass that there. Let's go ahead and resume, and we see once it catches up that the app is functioning just as it was before. And let's get to the meat of this one. We're going to create a class called network. For right now, we'll leave it in this file while we work, but before we're finished, we're going to move it out into its own file. And I've pasted this just to make sure we get it right. Pause it if you need to. We are setting our URL as the APOD endpoint on the API, NASA's API, and we'll go ahead and make a function. I'm going to mark it as async and that it returns a string. And let's make a request. We'll just, we don't want to mess with any of the settings yet. We may do that later. And we'll pass it our URL. And we want to try to use that session to get the data. And if not, hopefully it'll return an error. And we'll try to return it. Autocomplete wasn't with me on that one. I think I got just a little ahead of it. We'll return it as a string. Well, let's try that again. Data encoding, data UTF-8. And that should build. Right. So it's complaining that we're not handling the errors. So let's deal with this one first. It says that it is an optional, so we need to either unwrap it. We could force unwrap it, but we might not like the results of that. Instead, let's just return the debug description for that error if it doesn't work. And here it's telling us that we're not handling our errors. If that fails and we get that error description, great. But we need to go a little further than that. We'll wrap this in a do catch. And we'll return that error with a localized description. And that should build. We'll see that our app hasn't changed yet, and that's okay. We knew it wasn't going to change yet. Previously in SwiftUI, you had to set functions on a peer. Now there's this task, and we can add asynchronous task here just as it says in the description. Let's go ahead and set our text to the result of our network call. Oop. And we've got what looks like one more error here. It's telling us that we can't change self. What we want to do is mark this with a state property wrapper, because we wanted to update the view whenever we receive the information from the API here. Huh. If that happens, just close it. It should come back up in a moment here. There we go. We're building again. And when we click the run button, we see that we hit the API, but there was another problem. It says that we don't have an API key. So let's go ahead and add an API key. Rather than expose my API key here in this video, I'm just going to use the demo key, which you can get away with using for a little while. There's another little issue. So we want to set this parameter on the URL. We'll set it as demo key, and we'll try that again. And success. We have our data, some copyright information, an explanation, and then the thing we're most interested in beyond the explanation is some links, a high-res link and a smaller resolution. I won't say a thumbnail. It's a bit of a stretch for the image of the day. That's it for today. Probably next time we'll go ahead and build this view out where we can show this text information on the screen. And then that might be it for next time. And then perhaps after that, we'll go ahead and add where it'll go ahead and load the image. All right, until next time.